Hey everyone, Richard Metalfan here, and today we talk Bittersweets to Succubi. Now this is an EP from by them, and the reason I say EP is because honestly this is actually longer than a usual EP because EPs are like 30 minutes or less, and this goes on for almost 50 minutes. And this could be also, this could be also be considered a full length, but some of these are actually re-recordings and stuff. But yeah, but let's get into this. But this EP, which came out, which from what I've heard, it sort of bridges the gap between Midian, which came out the last year, and Damnation in a Day, which comes out in 2003. I mean, this is sort of when the band was sort of negotiating from the label change between Music from Nations. But on this album, they were actually was released through their own label, or whatever the fuck. I forgot what it was. And then they got signed to Sony Records. I mean, this feels like I said before. I feel like this should really be a full length actually, like, given the length of this. But the band obviously considered this to be an EP, which, like I could say, because mostly this is like has some six different compositions and three re-recordings and a cover. I feel like the re-recordings I feel like are like the three are actually re-recordings from their debut, The Principal Evil Made Flesh, and I think with those fillers, I think they're kind of filler, honestly. That's just me, but and yeah, let's get into this. This opens up with "Sin Deep, My Wicked Angel," which is a little instrumental. It's a pretty interesting listen. It you could sort of tell where they're going to go with this little adventure thing, and then we get to "All Hope and Eclipse," which it kind of has a little bit of a slower kind of you start, and then it's a very pretty mid-paced song, just typical Cradle sound. And then we get to one of my favorite songs on this album, which is "Born in a Burial Gown," which has a very haunting keyboard intro. It kind of gives off the vibe like you're going to be watching like some sort of horror movie and stuff. This is one of the best songs on this album. It's just really good performance from the guys. I really like this a lot. And then this is where the album kind of goes a little bit up and down for me. Then we get to "A Summer Dying Fast," which is a re-recording from Principal Evil Made Flesh, like I mentioned before. It's like some of these songs are, and I think this version is pretty good, but like nothing beats like the original, honestly. Mm. And then I think these next two are really fillers, honestly. The next one is "No Time to Cry," which is a cover done originally by the Sisters of Mercy, which I've never even heard the actual original version. But this cover, I mean, it's all right. I mean, I dig it. And then we get to "The Principal Evil Made Flesh," another re-recording. And honestly, it's a filler. I mean, but honestly, I think the original is much better. This new version, I just didn't really care for, honestly, that much. And then we get to "Suicide and Other Comforts," which is the strongest song on this release. It's pretty much a very softer song, but it's not really like a ballad or anything. But I just think it's a pretty good song. I think it's one of my favorites on this on Bittersweets. I think it's pretty good. Then we get to "A Dinner at Deviants Place," which is a weird type of a song. I don't really consider it a song. It's more like an interlude. From what I've heard, it's like Paul Allender's son like reading something, but the clip is actually played backwards. It kind of sounds weird as fuck, but yeah. And then we get to "The Black Goddess Rises" too, which is another re-recording. I preferred the original one, honestly. I feel like that was kind of filler, but I just didn't really care for that song, honestly. And then we get to the last song, which is "Scorched Earth Erotica," which is a great way to end the EP. It starts off kind of weird, but then it just gets back right into it. And it gets you pumped. It's sort of like a pretty good way to end this or EP, I should say. But overall, Bittersweets to Succubi, I feel like it was kind of like a last minute thing. Like I said, they were trying to like negotiate. I feel like I mentioned with Midian, but I feel like this could have done a lot more better. Honestly, I feel like the fillers are kind of like, nah. But yeah. But yeah, if I were to give this a score, and I know some people are probably going to hate me, I'll probably give this like a solid 6.5 out of 10. I just think it's like one of their weaker releases in their discography, but despite there's like a few really good some good standout songs, but yeah. I know a lot of people are gonna hate me, but that's just my opinion. So yeah, that's my review, guys. Thank you guys for watching. See you all next review. Keep it metal.